I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff.
So pretty much no one caught this today. Google and Apple, and I think another one actually broke its 10 moving average, what I've been talking about for, I don't know, the past 2 weeks. This is what starts a sell-off. And if you're a new trader, this is something you need to pay attention. And by the way, if you've been liking my videos, that helps a lot. Not even kidding. I do this stuff for free. Honestly, if you could, hit that like button, that would help out a ton. Now, there is one thing I do want to point out. Pretty much this whole video is Apple, Google, and I think another one, I'll find it in a second, actually broke its 10 moving average. We've been going over this for the past 2 weeks, and this is a great opportunity for you to learn something, especially to, you new people. Sub to the channel, that helps out, also. So Google actually did break its 10 moving average today. We actually did break it. Your next support is going to be around 303. And then also Apple broke its 10 moving average finally, and it's sitting on that 20 moving average. I did point out the last couple of videos, I did think it's probably going to go down to the 50 moving average around 265. So pay attention to that. But King, why didn't we drop today? We broke moving averages. There was a lot, that, broke its supports. Well, Jimmy, AVGO did pump up around almost 3% today. And then also NVDA, and then also Microsoft. So like I've been talking about, it trades off, it kind of covers up its path on what it's going to decide. But this is a easy way to see what's happening to the market. So let's actually go over the charts today. I actually want to find that third one. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Amazon broke its moving averages also. Amazon has a next support of around 214. So yes, we're probably going to drop this week. Do I know when? Not what day, probably this week though. So just pay attention to this, because if this does happen, this is a early sign, and this is what a lot of YouTubers don't explain. I don't get it. I think Tesla too had a rejection too, around 3. Yeah. So look, so with these other stocks like Apple, Amazon, Google, breaking down past their 10 moving average, they're getting weaker. A lot of these other stocks have not broken their moving averages yet, but they're sitting right on it. So what I'm saying is, when these other stocks start to push down because, we're rejecting from highs, these are probably going to be next to break, and you're probably going to see a chain reaction into the lower ends of these moving averages. So let's actually go over let's just start off with the basic, index, right? So if we actually look at the triple Qs, I've been pointing this out probably since November 23rd. I did call out, I called out a major support here around 585 when we did hit that. So great job if you've been following along. But pay attention to this channel right here. So this channel we've been going in the triple Qs. This is the triple Qs. Actually, let me turn off the moving averages so you can see a little bit better. You can tell that we broke this channel a while back. Now, I also been talking about how the market loves, and I'm not even kidding, it loves to reject and come right back up. This old channel is coming as a resistance. It happens a lot in bear territories, a lot. Make sure you remember that, because trust me, it'll help you in the future. It did with me a lot. But we do have a rejection zone right here. We've been building a top. Yes, I know we've been building a top for a minute, but yes, we trade sideways and we slowly tick up. It just draws in more people, and plus it confuses a lot of new traders. But if we do reject here on the triple Qs, so say if the triple Qs does have a rejection, where is the triple Q thing? I don't know. Either way. So let's say if the triple Qs does have a rejection, where's your next support, right? Well, I've been posting about it for a while now. So our next support is going to be around 593, and it can tap a little bit lower into around 589. It just really depends on how the moving averages act. But if we do drop to around 589, 590 in the triple Qs, what's going to send us there, right? Well, your early signs on what's happening is Apple and Google, they're finally breaking from their top and breaking that 10 moving average. Now, since let's say we drop to 590 right off the back, right? I'm going to read you the levels on what you should probably be watching, and these levels you should not be shorting past. There's a reason why they're cheaper, because that's a unrealistic. Now, what I'm probably going to see and probably going to say is you're probably going to see something like this in the triple Qs. You'll probably see it come back down, hit that support, and probably bounce, and then probably start making its way down to around 550, something like that. So don't try to like buy puts far out. Just play your moving averages. Trust me, play out a lot better. Trust me. So on Apple, if we do reject from this high, which we most likely will, and the triple Qs does say drop to 600, 610, let's just go easy. You are probably going to look around at 265 coming its way on Apple. On Google, we did break that moving average today also. So you do have a support if you want to play shorts, like a really short put or something around 303. I do probably seeing this around 275. That's probably going to come and play maybe this coming up week. It just really depends on the other moving averages and Mega 7. Let's see, what did Apple or Meta do? Let's go to Amazon. I just want to look at these really quick. Amazon didn't break today. I was hoping Amazon would just come in and slap everybody. Nope, didn't break today. Let's check Microsoft. If it'll load. Okay, I've been at work all day, so I was just trying to read the charts really quick. So we did Apple, Google. Let's go to AVGO really quick. So Google, you do have your first support really is probably going to be around 386 if you want to play that on puts, not financial advice, the whole entire video. If it does break, you will see around 367. And then also let's go to Meta really quick. Meta is at a high rejection zone. I'm telling you, this is going to be a really good rejection zone. Now, what's really going to help reject this is Apple, Google, Amazon, all of them rejecting past their moving averages. You're probably going to see this probably drop down to around probably 660 or 644 and maybe could tap 625. Amazon, I did call it out, I think. Yes, it did break its moving averages. So you're probably going to see this probably drop down to around 214, maybe around 215, something like that. And then also on Tesla. Tesla is sitting on its 10 moving average and 50 moving average. If the market does keep on dropping, which it's already rejecting, you can already tell by the moving averages on the Mega 7, this is definitely going to probably break that 20 moving average around 423, and you probably will start seeing it push down to around 395. And then also on NVIDIA, making one more last push, honestly. It does this once in a while on post-market, not pre-market. Let's just see if it holds over the night, right? But if it does get under that 50 moving average, you will start pushing down to that 20 moving average around 184. And then also you do have a lot of support around 180. And then AMD is at a high rejection zone, just like Meta. You probably will see it blow past that 10 moving average really easy. And you'll probably see it drop down to around 197. And then also on Microsoft is also at a high rejection zone. If this does reject, you probably will see it start pushing down to around 468. Now with those rejecting, that's enough pressure to probably push to 590, probably 595 really quick, and then slowly drop to like 590 or something like that. It just really depends on what day and how far the moving averages move. But that's probably going to be really the move this week. Hopefully we get some movement in the market. If the SP 500 does drop down to the 50 moving average or the 200 moving average, you are looking at around 6,650. There's going to be a lot of support at the 20 moving average, especially with a lot of these indexes. And that's around 610 on the triple Qs, I think. I can't remember. Let me look really quick. I don't want to give you a number and it not be right. Right, around 610. So let's just say if the triple Qs does reject down to that 20 moving average and bounces and then starts making its way, that's what could happen with the SP 500. You probably could see it come down to around the 20 moving average and then reject off that 10 and then start pushing down to that 200 moving average. If you do push down to that, you are looking at 6,780. And then also on SPY. Oh, and I just remember one of my comments. He said, look at the VIX. Yes, I did not forget about you. I'll look at the VIX in a second. Give me 1 second. If this does reject, I would definitely pay attention to around probably 674. That's probably where you're going to find a lot of support. So say if the SP 500 drops down to the 20, triple Qs, bounces, that's probably what it's going to look like on SPY for the upcoming weeks. And then also, let's actually, man, 9 took a beating today. Dropped 10% or 11%. Bitcoin, let's go over Bitcoin really quick and then I'll go over the VIX. Bitcoin is sitting on the 10 moving average. If the market decides to break that 10 moving average, you're definitely going to see Bitcoin probably break the 10 moving average also with the market. And you could do a lower high or a higher high on this end right here, whatever you want to call it. So around 82,000. So let's check out the VIX. What is the dollar doing? Is the dollar breaking out yet? No. DXY, no. You do have a lot of resistance around this level, around 99.5. Where's the VIX? The VIX did pump up 8% today, 9%. So that's really good. Now, if you're trading the VIX, I go over this once in a while, especially to you new viewers. If you are trading the VIX, here's one of the oldest tricks I've used for trading the VIX. I don't really trade it anymore, just because I get bored of it. I mean, the jumps are cool, but I don't know, I got bored of it. The 10 and the 20 moving average go great with the VIX. And what do I mean by that is if you don't sell at this high, let's say you're a new trader and you catch this pump. If you go back and look at the 10 and the 20 moving average, if you are at the 10 moving average with the VIX and you don't sell, let's say you're just like, well, I think it's going to pump up higher. If the VIX breaks that 10 moving average, it always drops past that 20 moving average or on the 20 moving average. You can see it right here where it broke that 10, push up to the 10, went down. Broke that 10 moving average. And then you can also, we can go back even bigger, right? We can go to this big pump right here. It broke the 10 moving average and gave out. So if you're trading the VIX, you need to be having the 10 and the 20 moving average up. Because if you're not selling at these highs and taking gains, and if it does break that 10 moving average, you just got, you didn't take your gains. I mean, you could have got trapped. It really depends where you buy. But just wanted to go over that really quick. But if the VIX decides to pump, I'm going to show you my charts really quick. So if the VIX decides to pump, you do have a resistance around, I need to update that. Let's turn off the moving averages so you can see a little bit better. You do have another resistance around 29, around $30. That's a really high rejection zone. You can tell right here, it rejects a lot around the $30 mark. So if it does break out of that $30 mark, you could get a hard pump, just pointing that out. But you're really going to need the market to reject pretty hard. So yeah, just wanted to update you. Today was pretty important. We broke those moving averages we were pointing out. Thanks for the likes, guys. My channel probably grew, not even lying, I think 4,200% within a week from your likes. So thanks for the support. Thanks for the love. And let's see what happens.